Uh, anyway, yeah. Greetings and welcome to the Table of the Tavern. Um, Today we're playing some D&D, and so I brought along some of my friends. We're going to go around the table and go ahead and introduce some of them, as we're still waiting on one of our participants or trying to find out whether or not they're going to play. As after all, scheduling is always the biggest enemy of a DM. So starting up is Matt. Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the character you're going to be playing tonight?
Yeah, I'm Matt. I am one of those. Sometimes I DM and I feel the struggle of the scheduling department for the DMs. um, Tonight I am playing a warlock by the name of Lucius. Um, Lucius is our resident fire boy. He he's been meddling with some of his patron's power that was bestowed upon him once upon a time. And now he's in this weird position where his patron wants him to do something, but his morals wise, kind of wants him to do something else. So he's got that internal conflict going on. Tonight, I'm also going to be playing the part of Gaia, who is just now getting out of the Druid's Grove after seeking help with. I believe she went there asking for help with um, pollution and contamination of nature and everything, and to try to find a way to resolve that issue peacefully between both man's technological advances and nature itself. So,
Okay. Thank you for that. And an introduction from two characters. I appreciate that. Continuing that, we have Chris. Chris, are you still there? Are you available, or are you still trying to get yourself together? Still trying to get yourself together. All right, David. Going on to you. David wants to tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the character you'll be playing tonight.
Good evening, everybody. My name is David. Um, Not much to say if you've been following along. Tonight, I am playing Gun for Hire Tamir Spiderhide.
Ah, yes. Tamir just joined our group last week. Um, and continuing on, we have Ninja Monkey or Curtis. Curtis wants to tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the character you'll be playing tonight.
Oh yeah, like you said, my name is Ninja Monkey. That's my actual FPV pilot handle. Uh, I've been doing that for several years, but I play D&D in this group, and I'm Patrick's little brother or younger brother. And tonight I'm playing Kythos, the Tiefling monk. It's took a step in some wizardry, and I'm the campaign's local pincushion at most times.
Indeed. Uh, Continuing on, we have Andrew. Andrew, I'm glad you could make it this week. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the character you'll be playing tonight?
Yeah, my name's Andrew. I play a character named Alistair who's a fighter, and I like to swing a sword.
Indeed, you do. Um, Drake, are you there or are you still getting that worked out? All right, so I thought we'd do a little topic discussion while we're trying to get everything together. We're still waiting to hear from Cody, which is going to be playing Chad or the Chad this evening. Um, but until I do hear from him or the next 15 to 20 minutes passes and we don't, I figure I'll offer a little topic discussion. And pulling a topic out of my backside, I'll throw on the table scheduling. How important is scheduling to D&D? Would anyone like to get us started with this? Oh, geez, no, for real. Um, I always like to dig up some favorite characters from our past, perhaps. After all, D&D is at the core theater of mind, regardless of what miniatures and maps and replicas and artwork we put together. It's really about the visualization of the memory that we really hold. After all, it may be different for us than others, and what may be ordinary to one is the culmination of an entire storyline for a character coming together for one particular action to take place. But anyway, if that makes any sense. Sometimes you build a character, for instance, wanting to see something come to fruition, even though it may be minor to someone else. It's a big deal for you. So let's talk about um, some of the characters that we played that had some really epic moments that stand out in your mind. Does anyone have any moments or character moments that they would like to maybe discuss?
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Sorry, I had my webcam disconnected. I plugged the wrong thing in, and my mic is attached to it. And it took me a minute to figure out what was going on.
Yeah,
Sorry
you
about
and
that.
technology, you guys get along great, don't you?
Well, I forgot I unplugged it, and then I plugged my keyboard's Wi-Fi, but I plugged it in because it has a plug so you can charge it. And then I realized that the webcam cord is on my desk because the kitten keeps wanting to chew on it. So sorry about that.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So, does anyone have a character they have in mind or an epic moment that they might relive from time to time or tell the story of because it excites them?
I have one in particular that I tell, I think, more often than everyone else or anything else, is when I had my Goliath barbarian Thunder, who was all strength and bodying people. Because his whole fighting style was unique in my perspective of just punches and grabbing people and hitting people and just throwing them around literally. Um, I liked it because it wasn't a damage focused one. It was just theater of mind, highly entertaining. Just
Right.
imagining this guy picking people up and flinging them around and tossing them was just great for me. I loved it.
Hitting
It
a mother
remains one of my
liquor with a mother
favorites.
liquor.
Yeah, it remains one of my favorites.
Anyone else have a moment like that?
Hmm. That's a tough one because all of my characters, I try to make memorable in one way, shape, or form. Um, hmm. That is a very tough one.
Well, like whenever I talk about characters or the game, there's usually one or a handful of events that I repeat to anyone that would basically listen. Surely you have a couple of those.
Hmm. That
Oh, please continue talking while I try to get a hold of our last player.
yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to think, and I can't.
What about that time um, you fought a fire giant with a goblin in
Oh,
the elemental plane of fire?
yes, Gripple. Yeah, that was definitely an interesting time because that was just unloading spell after spell and just wearing him down is like, in this like gladiator ring. And everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, no, this goblin's not going to do anything. This goblin's not going to do anything." And then things like, um, and I'm just hitting him with all this like radiant damage and um, and everything, and it's just, I dropped him, and he couldn't even lay a hit on me, and it's just the crowd goes silent.
Yeah,
That was a good time.
yeah, it was quite entertaining. You had some minor help from a mage that was conserving their spell slots so they could help you guys all escape. But other than that, you fought a fire giant one-on-one.
Yes, that was definitely a good time.
Andrew, what about the time that we trekked all across everywhere in order to finally get to? We fought, I don't know what, all kinds of stuff, giant crabs and uh, Shahagan and gnolls and Vikings and everything to get to this giant dragon of some sort. And then Andrew goes in and one shots it. It took us months to get here. Months. And he just rushes in and just unloads everything on him. And it's over before anyone else has a turn. It was insane.
When was this? I don't
That
even
was when we were
remember.
playing a second edition game. I was the one-eyed priest of Odin. I was
Hold
converting
on.
people to to worship the All Father.
Trying to think of what character I was playing at the time.
You were, I want to say he was a paladin of some kind, wasn't he? There, Chris. I can't remember either.
Was that when you guys were on Earth, or were you still in the?
We were on Earth. It was when we were chasing down Michael Blood and all that stuff.
You were trying to free Scorpios from his prison.
We were
Out there in
following the
Alaska.
footsteps of Michael Blood and trying to figure out, piece things together.
Yeah, and you
all
were
these,
you're trying to piece together all this crazy human history, and
yeah.
you guys had gone. You started out in New York, and you were trying to get a boat because you were going to Thunder Bay, or you're going to Alaska, to that mountain in Alaska, and that's where you ended up fighting Yetis and all kinds of other crap on that mountain. And when you got there, there's that dragon, that it was a white dragon of some sort that was the guard, and
Yeah.
and you all had a character that you brought over from the other game. There was like a little special little side adventure, and yeah, I can't remember what he was playing, but that dragon didn't have that many hit points, and he just went like total crit, just done. I was like, well, okay then.
Yeah, we had no idea it was like a wounded creature. I mean, it was just shock and awe because it was just over so quickly, and it took us so long to get there.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, it was a creature that you guys could have actually befriended.
Well,
But by the time that Andrew
not
got
after he
done,
cut the thing's head off.
Well, lesson learned: you don't kill everything you see.
well, there's sometimes you got to kill what you see, but hey, that was pretty crazy. That was an interesting game.
Yeah.
You guys fought. It started out with the island when Pat was a slave on an island full of Yuan-Ti, and they were fighting. Andrew and Nick and a few other people were fighting Shahagans and all this other stuff.
That just changed the way I viewed that. You just changed the way I viewed that encounter.
Going on in that game.
You just changed the way I viewed that encounter now. Okay? So the entire time I thought we went all this way to fight this monster. And actually, We went all this way to talk to a quest giver that we killed.
Oh, it was all about freeing the person that was behind the wall that dragon was protecting.
Hello, adventurer.
Boom.
Hello, adventurer. I've been waiting centuries for your arrival. Kill it, kill it. Wait.
I think I did mention it was the last dragon on Earth. Too.
Yeah, you killed the last
You
dragon.
actually killed the last dragon on Earth.
You made a species extinct, and we gave you
fantastic.
praise.
There wasn't enough extinct shit on Earth already, and you guys were like, "Hey, we got one more!" Bam!
Like, congratulations, chalk one up for Team D&D.
Well, we've done as much damage as we can do. Moving on to the next time.
All right, job's done here. Now, what's this I hear about a dodo bird?
That's funny.
Very funny.
All right. Does anyone else have any? What about you, Curtis? You've been playing D&D for a while. You have any stories?
Actually, can I tell one story before y'all decide to before Curtis tells one? Because I just remembered one. I think it was a
Please.
second edition game. Yeah, I think it was a second edition game where we were all. I think you were still playing as Orin at the time. I don't remember what we were doing. We were trying to get into a room full of like guard goblins or whatever, and all it took was one lightning bolt from me to kill one of the guards and have everybody else fear for their life.
I got confirmation that Cody is okay, but they switched his match. He's got to head back to work tonight, so he's not going to be able to make it this evening. It's just going to be us. Please continue your story.
I think I remember. I think I remember killing somebody with a lightning bolt. Guards kind of like let their guard down. We do a couple other things, and then we have this big battle where I decide to summon. Chris, remind me, was it 2 giant air elementals?
There was a game where you summoned air elementals.
Right. I'm just trying to remember because this was like maybe 2 years ago, maybe.
You were playing. Were you playing the Ranger, the Elf Ranger?
Yeah, the Elf Ranger.
So this is back around the Free Isle or the Viking game. Was this the Viking game?
This was it was going past the Viking game because we had gone past that, and then I think we went more into the Free Isle.
I don't think Pat was there. I think that was when you guys were going into the cave, and they sent you, Noah and Nick, and that whole crew. I think even Siobhan was there. They sent you to fight the chief or the cave bear or something by yourself, and they left you there, and they went on down to the other end of the hall.
Right.
Was it that one? The tropical goblin?
No, I think we were trying to find a bunch of like slaves or whatever that were missing.
Oh.
Yeah, and we had appeared at some like really, really like I don't even remember what the setting was. It was so long ago. I just remember I rolled like a 6 if he told me, hey, I told you I wanted to spend my air element. You told me to roll a 6-sided die. I think I rolled high enough to get like 2 giant ones to like help us out.
Were you in that pirate base?
I think so.
Or were you in the place fighting the giant Shahagan?
That's what it was. It was a giant Shahagan.
And you guys, the 2 giant Shahagans on the side of the boat near the end, I think Pat was there for that.
Yeah. Because right before that, I don't know what room we entered.
That's when you guys were trying to save the two dark elf female, and the prince, who had been captured, or Malik, the young boy had been captured. You're trying to save him.
Yeah, I remember that.
All that shit was going on. That was you guys had just escaped from the vampire and gone through the tunnel and ended up in that underground entrance to the secret port on the other side of that island, and you guys had to fight dark elves, and Pat ended up going across and trying to negotiate to get the prince released and all this other stuff. That was a pretty epic little deal.
Yeah.
It was you two and Nick and Noah. Siobhan was playing Bard at that point, and
Right. I think this was the game where I had saved Noah's character from falling to death at one point.
he was playing a druid that couldn't figure out how to be offensive.
Yep.
But liked to smoke fairy weed all the time. Not much different from a couple of our players.
Yeah.
I was playing Orin in that game you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes, you were. You were playing Orange game, and that's where
Yeah,
that ended
you
up.
would
You
have
guys found that campaign ended there, and you guys put together a group to go down into the Underdark to save the people that had gotten captured by the Dark Elves, sold into slavery by the Dark Elves at that point.
Matt, you would have loved Orin. He was like the hero without a name. Everyone knew him as someone else.
You were going down to save Lena.
Yeah.
And you ended up saving her and one of her sisters.
Yep. But in that game, I portrayed a what you would call an arcane trickster, a thief and magic user, and I was quite proficient with disguising myself and used magic to also help that transition. And so when I became someone else, I became someone else. I was quite the little showman, and everyone that I met seemed to know me by some other alias.
That game started out as a game where him and Andrew, their two characters, were members of a navy, and they were going on a diplomatic mission to this Nordic land, or they were going to kind of try to. Their countries were at war, and this one section of this Nordic land they went to was willing to help them out, kind of in a spy way. And it all started with them in this Viking village. And Terry and Noah's characters were these two brother Vikings that were the sons of the chief that were kind of running this village, and their guides as to these places they had to go. And Pat's character was so hilarious. Pat's character is this human rogue mage named Orin, but he's going by Cumberbatch. And Andrew's character is this wood elf ranger that doesn't speak any of the languages that are being spoken. So
wait, was it Wood Elf or High Elf?
It was one of the. I think maybe you're High Elf, and
yeah.
And Pat kept. They had a giant problem nearby, and
we didn't have a giant problem. We had the greatest giant hero in all the world.
Yes, they had, but the village had a giant issue that they were trying to deal with. So Orin just decided to convince the entire tribe that this high elf ranger, who had never seen a giant, let alone fight one, was a great renowned giant slayer from his kingdom, and that he could easily take care of any giant problem they had. So much so that he ended up taking payment for said giant slayer to kill giants before he ever even saw a giant, and even had him arranged for him to be married off if he came back successfully, and ended up getting 2/3 of his dowry as well. It's quite hilarious. That was one epic.
The funny part about that is that I did kill a giant or two.
You did end up killing a giant. And I took pity on you and gave you a giant slaying sword, which made it better.
Honestly, I'm okay with it because it fit the character that was being built literally in game.
That game was so hilarious. There were so many ridiculous things that went on. It got even more entertaining when later you ended up. So he marries this Viking shield maiden who he leaves for dead, and then later in the campaign she turns back up again.
Oh God!
That was you guys Viking. That was the Viking Island game.
Yeah.
So,
no.
All right. Well,
Yeah, that
uh, as
was a
much
lot of fun.
as we could discuss things from previous games all night long without much interruption. I know because in this particular chat, there's probably 100 years plus of D&D experience. Um,
That's putting it mildly.
very much so. Um, so, does anyone remember what happened the last time we actually got together to play Nightfall? I know some of you weren't actually present, that being Andrew and Drake, as you guys were elsewhere. And I know that Amanda's not going to be able to join us this evening, as she had a big part to play in what combat we had last week. But can anyone tell me what did happen in our combat session that we had last week?
Um, did you say after combat?
What happened in our session last week? Let me just say it like that.
Oh, we tied up loose ends at the Druids Grove, I believe. Basically just made sure that there wasn't anything there that we're missing. I think Lucius even tried to roll an insight because he couldn't think of anything, but felt like he was gonna miss out on something. Before traveling back to Red Clover Fields, and then on the way, um, a giant fireball kind of fell out of the sky, spawning 4 fire elementals, which we kind of struggled with a bit. Thankfully, we got a solid assist by a new potential ally of ours, Tamir Spiderhide, I believe his name was.
Yes.
He arrived and then, fashionably late in the nick of time to save the day. So after that intense combat, I think we might have traveled a little bit more, but we ended up taking a short rest, and I believe that's about where we called it.
All right, I believe that's about right. Anyone have anything they wanted to add?
I know the last time I played, we were working on trying to figure out if we were going to try to save the town or get people out of the town. And there was a lot of debate as to what was going on with with a whole group and the mayor and all this other stuff in town. So kind of wondering where that might have ended up in the session that I missed.
Okay. So what ended up happening at the end of our session that you're referring to is because you and Andrew both were not present, but had expressed great interest in the Fae. I went ahead and said that you guys traveled through the Fae with said druid that you had talked to in order to go and communicate or do whatever with the circle that they were going to commune with. So I'm planning on kind of splitting up this session here into two points of view. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
so you had made it quite clear that that was probably a bad plan. So we had decided we weren't going to do that.
Well, I that may be true. And do you remember exactly what I said?
Basically, the explanation was that we weren't going to be able to go with the person that we were going to go with, and then we ended up stuck in the Fey lands, and that could have been a really bad outcome. And I decided that I wasn't prepared to be in that situation. I'd rather wait until a later date.
Mm-hmm.
But
With you're actually inherently born of the Fae, aren't you? Isn't that your
um,
character backstory?
that was what you told me you wanted to add to my character backstory. So
Oh,
I
not exactly. No, no, that is the character you decided to create from.
yeah.
No, no, no. Hold on. You wanted Alric and the druid to have a baby that was your character.
Yeah, it's all the
And
Elric
she
and the Wood
and
Elf.
and she's from the Fae. Therefore, you are the product of that.
Okay, that was something you added because you wanted to do it for the game. That was not any of it at all my aspect of the game. I had no
No, no,
clue
no, no, no,
what was
no,
going
no,
on.
no. I never say your character is this way. You present me an idea and we go with it. But that's okay.
I didn't.
I'm not gonna argue with you about it.
You presented the idea of the whole hag thing because you thought it would be cool and something that would be interesting for gameplay. But I had
Hag?
zero information about the Fae,
What
and
about
it
a
would
hag?
never have.
What about a hag? Your character
We'll,
has nothing to do with a hag.
we'll talk about it later.
Your character has
I
nothing to do
I
with a
had
hag.
okay. I had no inkling about the Fae and had nothing to do with the background of that. That was something you could approach me outside of game and talk to me about. Because I have the original notes from back at your
Right.
apartment here.
Where I was trying
And
to
I
figure out
the
how you
cleric
were.
and the druid.
That's because I without an argument spewing here, Chris. That's because you wanted to be the child of Alric, and you wanted to be the product of him and the druid. And I told you that the druid is a fey creature.
Yeah,
Therefore,
but the druid
we
was a wood elf character that I had made as well in that other.
you wanted an NPC that was a druid that was over the domain. I explained to you how that worked. You wanted to go with that anyway, even though that meant that that particular druid would have been from the Fae. I did not make you do that. You wanted
Yeah,
to do
but
that, and we made it work together. Now then, your character, however, because you had expressed all this thing about going to the Fae, weren't able to make last week's session. I didn't know what to do with your character because you guys were in transit out in the wilderness. So you guys actually did what you guys were spent half the session last week talking about doing, which
like
was
I
going to
said,
the Fae.
the original character that I made that was Alric's other person was not a Fae. It was a wood elf druid that I had made that's on the sheet in the game on the D&D Beyond server.
I understand.
It was a character. That
I
was all
understand.
something you added later.
I understand. I think what we're missing here is you created a very in-depth, detailed character backstory. Okay,
No,
about
I did
listen,
not come up with a character
listen,
story of
listen.
perfect
Can
safety
you
of
at
all the
least allow me to at least explain before interrupting me in the middle of said explanation?
Sure.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Chris. And then we can actually get on with the session and actually play D&D. Okay? I would really like to do that rather than sitting here and bickering about a character detail. Okay? I really like to do that. Anyway, so you wanted your Alric and this character that you had created for your backstory being the druid that looked over the realm in which your character was a ward of. I told you that that druid would also be a fey creature because of what you decided to do with your character also lined up with a certain aspect of the world. That's why I did not say that you're going to make a character for your game because I decided that you needed to make this character. I tried to make it work for your backstory, Chris. I try to help your immersion as much as possible. You bring me an option, I try to make it work. Now, as complicated as they may be, I try to make it work. I apologize for the confusion, okay? But yes, because of the way that you chose to create your character is also part Fey.
Okay.
Now then, I was just trying to deal with you guys not being with the party, not knowing when you were going to be back, because you weren't sure how long it was going to take before you were going to be coming back. So I tried to do my best to separate you from the campaign. I also had not had much of any communication with Andrew, as Andrew had not reached out to me at all, so I separated his character from the campaign. Therefore, you guys are walking a different path. I had to figure out on the fly how to work that out. I decided to take the notion that you had spoken about so adamantly about traveling through the Fae for a long portion of the last session that we had together, and just made that happen. Instead of deciding to do it another day, you did it now because you had already separated yourself from the party. It was the best way to do it. Okay, rather than okay, so you guys just aren't there. You know, kind of like right now we're doing with two characters that just aren't there. Scheduling is so hard. All I need is a little bit of communication beforehand so we can actually work all those things out to help the immersion and help everything run smoothly. I apologize for any conflict or whatever with that, Chris. I really do. But if it's okay, we're just going to continue going with what we have. That's okay.
That's fine.
All right.
That's fine.
So you guys are actually traversing a Fae, in which, yes, Fae is very dangerous. Absolutely. 100% dangerous. But it doesn't matter if you go in it today or next week or next year, it's still going to be dangerous. And yes, you absolutely have the option to, or the possibility of maybe not being able to find your way back out. That doesn't matter if you do it this time or next time. But we're just going to go. If you would rather say that instead of going through the Fae, you decided to realize the folly of your ways and decided, you know what, maybe this is a little bit too much, and you decided to backtrack and leave the Fae and enter into the Grove, and then finally catch up with the rest of the party. Do you want to do that?
I'll leave that up to Andrew. Whatever you have planned for tonight, the way you had planned, I'm fine with.
I'm giving you the option to explore the Fae as you would express great interest, or not.
I would say for gameplay purposes, let's just wait on that.
So you want to then backtrack all that and have your character catch up with the rest of the party? Is that what you would like to do?
Or not okay. Gone in, that's fine. Get in there, figure we made a bad idea, and go back.
All right, so getting us back on track here, now that we've got all that worked out, okay, it would also help throughout the week if we were able to communicate a little bit about whether or not we're going to be able to participate and so forth, so we can work all these problems out rather than trying to do it on air. Now then, you guys finished up after the fight with the fire elementals. And after that fight, I believe you guys decided to take a little bit of a rest. Is that right? Whether it was a short rest or a long rest, I am not sure.
It was a short rest.
Okay. All right. So after the grand battle with the creatures, you guys put out the fires and decide to patch yourselves up and get a bite to eat and refresh yourselves. And lo and behold, walking up the trail horseless, because you guys have all the horses now, is Alric and Alia. No, not Alric. You guys all have all. You guys have all the A names.
Alistair.
Yeah, all the A names. Alistair. So Alistair and Alia, you guys find the party as they are resting under the comfort of a tree after putting out a large, what looks like a large forest fire in the area, as there's a lot of ash and cinders that are still smoldering. And with that, what would you like to do?
I think that was directed at all of us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So we walk back up into the group and look at the area around. Obviously, there's been some sort of combat, and just make sure everybody's okay.
Okay. You guys. Okay, you guys find Alric and Alia wandering into camp, asking what all happened. What would you guys like to do? You also notice that there is a stranger among them, someone you have not met before. Different tone of skin, and he has equipment very similar to Judge from in town. He seems to be some sort of gunslinger, perhaps. Very
Um,
bronze skin.
get to when they get to camp and kind of look around, and that's what happens. Like this time, the fire, not me. This time, fire was caused by something else.
Sorry, my connection froze up. I apologize.
All right.
So,
Okay.
so gonna look at Lucius. So I take it this thing happens around you.
Well, not me exclusively, but we've started some fires in our time. That I can't
Oh,
deny.
so it froze on Pat. Last time I heard was Pat saying that there's somebody here we didn't recognize,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
I was
we have.
Yeah.
It's a guy with a couple guns, dark skin.
is that
I think he said something about the his skin color not being common,
Yeah. It's
darker than.
not from around here. No, no, for sure not. Um, very dark
your
bronze
character an
skin.
NPC?
It's David's new character.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get through.
Hmm. There's a Hero Forge version of him in Pix and Stuff. If you want a quick little visual, I think the picture does him justice, close to what I was imagining him looking like last time. And I said that when you guys get there, uh, Lucius tells you that this time the fires was not his fault. This time it was not me. Even though, you know, usually I guess it is. With permission, I've always had people agreeing that the fire was the right choice whenever fires were started.
Yeah,
But I am not an arsonist.
Chad
It's
pipes
just what
up.
it looks like.
Chad pipes up. He's right. I swear, it just fell out of the sky. All the fire, all these things. Monsters made a fire. I've never seen such a thing before.
Okay, so you're Chad. That's cool.
I'm gonna be
Um,
staying Chad. Yeah.
I know that my character is against fire on more than one occasion.
Fire, bad.
Fire, fire.
Um, but we're on our way to Red Clover Fields. I think
So
our break is just about over.
I guess the question Alia has right now for the group, the central core of the group that's here, because um, Alistair's here, um, Gaia's here, um, Lucius, David's new character, so Delmont's not here, and then the Chad, and is Curtis? Are you Kythos in this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what what is our plan when it comes to this mass fiery problem across this bridge and it's coming toward this town? Are we planning on sticking around here and trying to help the town? Are we going to try to, as a group, get people to safety? Or are we going to bail on the town? What is the plan?
I think currently, our last ditch effort to try to help them before pure abandonment ensues is trying to get probably went to the Druid Grove, or that's probably Lucius went to the Druid Grove to look for the priest. I think her name's Alyssa.
The one we met the
Um,
last time, session before last.
in the lighthouse. Isabella is her name. She's the priest in Red Cloverfields that usually resides in the lighthouse. She went to the Grove, so I kind of wanted to go to follow with you guys, and I was hoping that she'd have a way to help out the situation, or that's what she was doing. And then I believe we cut a deal, not like a deal, but made arrangements with an individual from the Grove to try and help if we, and it does help, then we need to try to convince Red Clover Fields to not build on the other side of a river for that, like as payment or
That was from the Grove. Went back into the Fae to go talk to her sisters or her people to decide what and if they were going to do, and that was the last time I was here. That was before, and that's when all that discussion started. So, I guess the question I have then for you, Lucius, is if we stay here and help the town and we fight, are we going across into that mountain? Is that what the plan is?
As far so I don't think that we are on the same par with whatever that is, which is why I've been trying to avoid that situation and find someone else to try to tackle it.
Hold up. You're talking. Hold up. So you guys made it cut it not to build across the bridge.
River. Yes, I guess the river is. That makes sense. That tracks. Well, no, that's what the arrangement. Well, if they agree, I mean, it's the Red Cloverfields basically agrees or gets erased.
Yeah, because they are dead set on building that tower, across that bridge.
So, I mean, if there's no town to build the tower, I don't know. I think I would think it was a good deal, but that's just me.
If it gets the thing to stop, right?
Yeah.
And avoids you having to fight it, which is also a plus. As you said, finding someone else to deal with the problem. And the Druid said they could, but whether or not they would is different. And so you guys head back to town to do your part, and that is to try to convince the town to adhere to the deal that you have cut with these Druids, as you said. And so after you guys finish your rest, if there's anything else you guys would like to do, please do that now. Otherwise, we're going to get this adventure on the road.
I can't think of anything that I want to do before we set out, so I'm good.
Same.
Okay. All right. In that case, you guys have five horses now, and you guys actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people.
Yeah. small army.
So, what is our arrangements?
Marching order.
As far as you guys have 5 horses and 7 people. What are your
Got you.
arrangements?
How far out are we from the Cloverfields?
At least
Well,
a day's
Andrew and I
travel.
have been riding.
What?
Andrew and I had been sharing a horse.
Yes, and you guys were going to go through the Fae instead, and so they used your horse because you weren't going to need it because you were going to warp back to Red Clover Fields via teleportation through the Fae, but now you're not, so instead you hoofed it on the road, walking up the trail on foot to catch up with the rest of the party. So you guys arrive with the rest of the
Yeah.
group as they are resting after a large combat, and now you guys have 5 horses and 7 people.
How far are we out? Is it
About
less
a,
than?
a
Would you
day's
say?
travel by horse, couple days travel by foot.
Because I can go away into my ring for. Actually, it's not 8 hours. It'll be 3 hours. And then I won't have any weight at all. I'll just be in my ring. Gaia can wild shape into bird and scout. So that's going to be gone for at least a few hours.
Can she fly?
No, but she can change into a rabbit and
She
do
could
the
also
same thing.
perhaps change into a
Turn
horse,
into a horse.
and that would just solve the problem right there. Now we have 6 horses and 6 people.
I forgot what she said last time. If that's something that she would do or not. Does anyone remember? Because I feel like this came up last time, but I couldn't remember if that was demeaning or not.
It's up to you.
We'll say. Well, yeah. For
It
sake
is the
of
most obvious solution. Have the
But
druid turn into a horse or a bear.
So yeah, she'll probably prefer the bear if anything, or a direwolf. There you go.
Yes, we can do it. Well, let's make up a decision, and then we'll go from there.
Well, would the bear or direwolf work? Yeah. CR1.
You let me know what she's turning into. Pretty please with sugar on top.
Yeah, because when I was gonna say direwolf, but when I said direwolf, it sounded like you were hesitating on agreeing.
Because I'm trying to find a token to represent the character, but I gotta know what character you're turning into so I can have a proper token to represent it. So tell me what you're turning into.
So direwolf, if it works. If not, the bear would be fine too.
Okay.
So direwolf preferably. If not,
Well,
whatever
bear's easier than a wolf on this apparently.
Nah.
Because I could find a fox. Let's see if they have a wolf, which would be weird if they don't. To be honest, yep,
Right.
I got a wolf. I've got a wolf. I've got a couple different options for wolves. All right.
I'm sorry, wasn't expecting that to be a.
It's not a
I forgot
problem.
about the token.
No, I just have to it's just one of those things. So now I have her there. I'm just trying to help things along. Whatever. Alright. So now we have who wants to ride the dire wolf?
Dibs.
Tibbs, he says. Alright.
Yeah.
Folks can also double up on a horse.
Yes, you can. But I'm just trying to find out what your arrangements are. As I said, the problem was 7 people, 5 horses. I just want to know your arrangements.
All right. Well, if Gaia turns into into a rat into a wolf, and Lucius takes reins on that, then we're good.
Yeah, that is actually exactly what happened. As you can, if those are that are available on Roll20, you can actually see that in real time. And those that are not, if you want, you can actually access Roll20 for our mapping, or I could maybe one of you could share your screen that are on Roll20, so that those that are not available to use Roll20 from their phone or whatever tablet they may be using, they can still see what's going on. Can anyone help me with that?
I can, if no one else is able to. Let me get her set up. Let us see here. Hey, look at that pretty wolfie. There we go.
There we go. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Looks like you got a little latency going on there, but it's okay.
I have a lot of stuff open right now.
Okay. Okay. So, you guys are traveling. Is this a good order for you? Or you guys want a different order to travel?
I'm not sure if I'm the right person for front and center.
I was gonna say, since I'm the fighter, I can take front and center. Unless it's someone beefier.
I'm fine where I'm at.
Are the two of us sharing a horse, or did we work it out where we both were on a separate
Yeah.
horse?
Lucius, you're gonna have to. Yeah, I don't know if you're using two screens or just one, but yeah. Seeing a lot of. Okay, it's catching up. Okay, this is weird. Why is your wolf all the way over there on your screen? You know what? Let me do this.
Hey, I just
Okay.
refreshed it.
Okay, good. All right. That's probably all it was. All right. Very good. That looks right. Okay.
Let me see if I can clear some stuff up, and that'll probably help.
Does anyone else want to change their order in our
That's what I
arrangement
was
here?
asking. Are Andrew and I sharing a horse, or are we both on separate horses?
Well, she is sharing a screen currently, so you can actually see the order. You have your own horse. Do you want
Then
to
I
ride
would
with him
suggest that
regardless?
I was only asking because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I knew what was going on
Well, that's the whole.
route-wise.
Well, that is the whole point
I
of me doing the Roll20 thing.
Yeah, I suggest that Alia take the lead considering she's a ranger.
Okay,
That's
you want to go
fair.
in front? That's fine. You can go in front. Is that a good
Yeah,
order?
I can go with that order.
Okay.
I'm significantly happier with it because I'm not in front.
All right. Okay. So you guys are traveling down the road. Sorry to get all that confusion, and at least we're set up now. Apologize for all our viewers at home for the confusion. Now then, you guys are making your way down the road. Of course, there is a bit of smoke that still looms from the sizable volcano floating on a giant plateau, spewing volcanic liquid magma. Sorry, liquid magma all over the place and burning up half of the forest. And so the smoke is kind of still choking a bit overhead. So you don't see many birds nowadays. You don't see anything flying. Most of that stuff has moved on. In fact, not much is stirring in the forest at all right now, other than you. You don't hear birds singing. You don't see the creatures rustling or dashing out of the road as you pass, like squirrels that are hiding nuts or whatnot. You don't see any of those animals like that you normally do, Alia. And that's something that you hold great to your heart is your wonderful animals. It seems that they've all they've all left.
Yeah, they're smarter than we are.
Okay, but it's strange that even though there's no birds, a shadow begins to emerge from above you, casting a shadow on the road below as it passes the road. And you guys look up. Roll me a perception.
Is that to everybody?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody but you, Andrew.
Yeah.
If I
You don't
fail
get
my
to roll.
if I fail my perception, I'm gonna assume it's those dragon riders,
A dirty 20.
wyvern riders.
Where's my character?
You don't have one anymore. You don't.
Why?
Oh goodness.
Sorry,
Bear-
man. The road we got rough. We ate you.
The bear got hungry. We had to feed it.
Dirty
Yeah,
20 for me.
Nice.
Yeah, grab my-
Anybody want to check what my plus one perception is, real quick? Because my D&D Beyond's taking a little longer to load.
Oh, no problem. Let me help you out there. Just one
Yeah, I
second.
can get you.
For you. I'm sieging space on my
Your
desk.
perception's a +1.
Plus one, so 13 total.
Okay.
You-
I heard a double dirty 20s, a 13. What did you get, David?
23.
23. And you, Lucius?
16,
And-
Gaia got a nat 1.
Okay. So, with the exception of Amanda, okay, which conveniently, as Shaun of the Dead said, dogs can't look up. And apparently, that holds true to wolves. You've never seen a flying pig before, but now you've seen a flying lion. You see a lion with stretched out wings almost like a bat. Its tail hangs long behind it. You can see the glint of almost what looks like iron spines growing out of its tail as it crosses the road and disappears in the tree line beyond.
Is it the same one from before?
That couldn't be possible. That one's 6 feet under or wherever you left it rotting.
The Manicore, right?
It appears so, unless lions fly.
So how many of these things just hang out around here? Wow.
I don't know. They say that they often hunt in packs. I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
Well, that's a new one.
Yeah.
Flying tigers.
Lions,
tigers, and
tigers,
bears.
and bears. Oh my.
Yeah, we had some ideas.
So with that, flying tiger, sounds like the name of like a cool dojo. Flying tigers. All right. You guys, what would you like to do?
Acknowledge that there is a flying danger. Apply, caution to the group to keep a look not just around the trees but into the skies as well. Apparently, there's predators in the 3 dimensions.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that my guns are loaded.
And then, what else do there to do except for adventure forth?
You have a revolver then, David? Is that what's going on there? Revolvers, I'm assuming.
I I have the bad news, and I have a pepper box.
Pepper
Not quite a
box.
revolver.
Okay, so you open up your pepper box and take a look to make sure it has around it and slam it shut. When you slam it shut, you hear it's coming
Yeah,
from somewhere off the road, like to your right side, like deep into the forest. You can hear what sounds like muffled laughter.
Really?
Almost
Do I
child.
recognize this laughter?
It's almost childlike. Well, let me get a perception from you, Elia.
Um, my perception. Sorry, I was looking at other stuff. It's reloading. It's another dirty 20.
Well,
My 20 side likes the 14s right now.
it can't. It's not possible, Elia. It's just not possible. How could she get this far? All the way over here? That young girl, the general store's daughter? No, she can't be there. All those times that you played games with her in the forest, you've heard her laugh a million times. But no, that couldn't be her. Sounds just like her.
I dismount and head over into where the sounds coming from.
Okay. So, without a word, Alia dismounts and begins to wander off into the woods. You guys continuing to travel forward? You guys were following her after
I'm stopping and keeping an eye out around us because big nasty thing flying overhead, fire elementals.
all. Okay.
These guys seem to attract trouble.
So,
I was muted.
okay. Was there an action you would like to take?
I asked if was he the only one to hear the laughing,
No,
right?
absolutely
Okay, so
not. You all hear it. I just made it because David has said, I checked to see my weapon was loaded. I used that as a cue to, whatever.
Gaia,
I'll
I
flip through my
believe.
barrels, make sure they're loaded.
Theater.
I believe Gaia has been in a similar situation before, and I encountered said bad. So I feel like Gaia is going to. Wait a minute. She has a special ability. Please give me a moment. I know she's got it. Mind Link. As an action, she's got Mind Link from her racial trait.
Okay.
So can she use Mind Link as a horse on Alia and tell her to don't press the laughter because she heard it before and it led to a dangerous situation?
I would love to say yes, but currently in your wild shape
Yes,
form, you
druids
cannot.
can use all of their natural abilities regardless of the shape they're in. They just can't cast spells.
It's a natural ability? It's not a
Yeah,
spellcasting ability.
it's a racial trait.
Oh, okay. Well, that case
As
it's
a
different. I
as a
apologize.
Kalish as a
I apologize.
Kalishtar.
I misunderstood. I apologize.
um yeah, as a Kalishtar, racial trait.
I thought you were casting Mind Link. I misunderstood.
No.
Okay. Yes, that's fine.
Okay. And then so Guy will basically warn you danger ahead.
Okay, so mind linking with who? Just one
Alia?
person? Just the one person?
Yeah. I think she can only do one person at a time. Correct.
Okay. So, Alia, you hear a voice in your head. Sounds like Gaia, warning you of danger.
That she's heard that kind of laughter before out in these woods, and it didn't lead anything good.
with that is now I still have a question that I haven't had an answer to exactly. Everyone was traveling forward. Alia got off the horse and started to wander into the woods. Okay,
I
other
said that
than
I
is
stopped.
so yeah, you did stop. Alistair, Lucius, uh, all the our Kythos. I hope you're still with us there. I haven't heard from you in a while.
What's up?
I'm trying to hear from Kythos. I haven't heard from him in a while. Find out he's still alive there.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so is there anything you're doing?
I'm watching Alia walk off into the woods.
So we're all stopped here in the middle of the road. I want to make sure I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, Alia, you continue off into the woods. Is that correct? Or are you stopping at the warning?
No, I'll step into the woods to kind of see if I can get a better bearing on where the laughter is coming from.
Okay. Roll me a perception check, please.
13 that time.
13. Okay. You hear the laughter again. It seems to be coming from deeper into the woods. Would you like to continue?
Okay, so Gaia has that link with me right now.
Yep.
So I asked Guy, I'm like, so you've heard this laughter before and it was nothing great? What was it the last time you heard it?
Did I believe she had it
Sounds like a child that I know.
I apologize for lack of character information, but I believe she ran into a hag before. I can't tell you who she thought her vision was, but I'm sure it'll be something along the lines of she's heard, a voice that she recognized too, try to follow it, and
ever since she's had horrible nightmares.
like something's haunting her, or
That's a reoccurring theme for her in multiple games now.
she's really good at I don't know, wandering off in the woods alone. What are you doing right now?
Me? Wandering out in the woods alone, but I'm a ranger. That's what we do. If I'm afraid to walk in the woods, that character's done. So, all right. So, duly noted. I'll come back out of the woods, and is the laughing persisting right now, or is it kind of stopped?
You can still hear it. It seems to be, as you were traveling out into the woods, it was getting further and further beyond. Like it got
Like it was
deeper and deeper
lure me deeper into the woods.
And as you began to turn around and start making your way back, you hear.
All right. I'm going to let it be its own little psychotic self, and I'm going to go back and mount back up on the horse.
So
you everybody go, yeah.
You
there might be a brownie out there that's had too much to drink or has smoked too much fairy weed, and or maybe it's Willow, or what was it that it was a cobalt, wasn't it? Didn't we have that cobalt in that NPC cobalt for a while that was running around with Willow?
Nix.
Nix.
So
Nix.
You guys are you guys watch as Alia, starts walking out of the forest, looking behind her like, what the hell was all that? I'm gonna damn brownies, and go to start mounting your horse, and you hear, well, what do we have here?
So anyway, I started blasting.
So that's my line.
I can fire my laser.
Okay.
Yeah, so hearing the voice, gun pointed in that direction.
Okay. let's get some perception checks.
Yeah, before we start shooting shit,
Mm-hmm.
why don't we figure out what it is? Or does everybody already know what it is?
No, I
It's
have
not
no
that I'm
idea.
shooting. It's just I'm pointing the gun.
So I have a 19 this time.
Ooh.
19 here as well.
Okay.
17 for me.
Lucius comes in at 21, Gaia at a 24. Good
Okay.
rolls on both this time.
16 for me.
Nice job, guys. Just gotta say, well done. Well done. So you guys, they're looking around for whatever the source of talking was. And you see what looks like the head of a human on the body of a lion with dragon-like wings and a long tail with iron spines on the end that begins to waggle down below as it hangs from a tree, as the tail hangs from the tree as it's perched up in it, looking down upon you out of the leaves. You smell just like. Yes, you're the ones that killed my kin.
It's a friggin' Manticore again. Yeah, and you'd think you'd know better than to come after us. There's one of you and 7 of us.
Yes, you are so right. And as you're watching, you see 2 more faces appear out of the trees, both very similar to the first.
Hmm.
They seem to be on, well, in a way, on both sides of the road, in front of you, and so forth. Um, as you look, you begin to think, there's 3 of them, not one. At least 3 you can see. And you hear once again in the woods, deep beyond.
So, basically we have Scar from the Lion King and his 2 buddies. Manticore.
Scar from Lion
And one of the hyenas out there laughing at us.
King. Hyenas, yes. That's what it is.
Great.
Okay.
Manticores and gnolls.
So, I want to ask Alia and Tamir if you guys can shoot off the back of a horse, because we should start running. I feel like we just stepped in
Yeah, so
it.
seeing what's around us, I'm putting away my pea shooter and pulling out the big gun.
Oh,
um,
that looks delicious. Leave that
Oh.
and drop the rest of your arms, and maybe then we can have ourselves a little conversation. What do you say?
But he says, what is he referring to that it looks delicious?
His
the
weapon.
metal gun.
As he pulls out
want-
his big rifle, he says, that looks delicious. He wants to eat it.
You want to taste, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to eat it, all right. You want to eat it?
No.
Come here, big boy.
Oh no!
Wow.
So he's told you if you lay down your arms, they're willing to converse with you.
My arms are attached.
Would you like to have a conversation, or should we go to right to rolling initiative?
Gaia would definitely vote for conversation. I don't know. She's the one that encountered it last time too.
What?
I think she was in that group that encountered the first one. So I don't know if she would want to talk to it or not, because I don't think the talk went well last time.
No, we just killed the damn thing last time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now
So I'm
there's
just,
3. So
I'm just, I'm just holding it at the ready. We can talk. This is just my insurance.
Well, it's
Well, the talking was in us dropping our weapons, and I'm not dropping my weapons. So,
I don't have a weapon. I am a weapon.
I am a weapon.
I'm going to hold my hands up and wait on a cue
Well,
because I don't think I even have anything metal except for my money. And I know Gaia doesn't.
what is that expression you all like to use? An eye for an eye. Yes, that's it. The shapeshifter. She stays, you go. Look,
Uh,
pointing out a claw
Druid,
at the dire wolf. The the druid shapeshifted as a wolf. She stays, you go.
yeah, that ain't gonna work for me.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot.
all right.
And I am going to since I have all my grit. Since we did take a short rest.
And you're shooting here, correct?
Which one?
The one that's talking, one that's monologuing and so forth. That's the one you want to shoot at,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
And I am looking at my trick shots. Yeah, and I'm gonna deadeye his ass.
All right.
So that gives me advantage.
Awesome.
Doo-doo-doo.
And I'm just gonna firebolt the guy that's talking too, just because I don't like him.
So
Okay,
that's
that's
a
fine.
22.
22 hits. Roll your firebolt damage. Roll your firebolt attack, Alia, please, and roll your damage there.
I got a
Chris. I mean,
16.
David.
My hit was a 16.
All right, roll damage.
He also has to make a saving throw.
What's the DC?
That is 8, 15.
Awesome.
And I did 15 points of damage. Fire.
Awesome. So
So that's 17 piercing, 4 fire.
you whip out your weapon and take.
No, I'm just because I already had the rifle shouldered.
May I? Is it okay
Sorry.
if I take over? You whip out your weapon. Make sure you have your big gun, and then you take aim at the one that's speaking, and you carefully aim and make your shot. The shot rings out as Alia throws a firebolt on the same target that you're shooting at. Both the shots, they find purchase upon the tree behind the manticore as the manticore shimmers as you shoot, and you hear
Oh, they're not real.
that's a
One of
good
them
trick,
real.
you hear. The mouth still moving, but you're not convinced the sound is actually coming from the manticore. Shall we continue to play this game? Like I said, Druid, and you go.
Um,
Still not happening.
You see, there's a problem with that. I was asked as a favor to a decent friend of mine to keep these guys safe. And the one to let keep the furry one, we got a bit of a problem.
I say we run.
Okay.
We don't even know what we're dealing with.
Exactly. But Lucius, for one, is not going to give up Gaia for nothing.
Yeah, well, why are we running though? There's 7 of us and 1 of them.
What
And the point is, we don't know what the hell it is.
It could be an illusionist just messing with us.
Yeah, and whatever is throwing the illusion could quite possibly be something big and nasty.
Well, I highly doubt Gaia would run and leave friends behind. So my mount is staying unless everyone goes. So I guess we gotta figure out what we're fighting and then decide. Does anyone have anything they could help find a supposed invisible foe? Unless it's some illusionist multiplying the manticores, since we know at least one of them's fake.
Oh, I bet they're all fake.
I think it would be dangerous to assume.
Can I take a pot shot in the direction of the laughter? I'll even take disadvantage.
Yes, you can. By the way, the direction of laughter is going to be here now.
Okay.
Oh.
But yeah, I'll even take disadvantage on the roll. It is a 13.
Your shot rings out and slamming into a tree. You see the bark splinter and shoot out all over the place, but you don't think you hit anything that was, you don't think you hit the source of the laughter. You doubt it was the tree. And I guess let's do this. As you after you shoot out and it hits the tree behind here. One of the manticores on the left side of the road takes flight. Flying overhead, it rings out. Oh, it's shoots or wags its tail or slings its tail down like a whip. And from the tip of the whip come 3 spines that shoot down towards you, Alien. What is your AC?
My AC, that's a great question. I am invincible. No, it's 16.
16. I like it.
I am invincible.
You are not
Outs.
Mike Tyson.
Then you won't mind taking 10 points of piercing damage.
I disbelieve this is damage 3. I rolled to disbelieve. I rolled a nat 20. I am totally convinced this is not real damage.
The manticore lifts, unfurls its wings, and begins to take flight. Okay, shooting down in this direction.
So they're one of these manticores is real.
Okay,
I object.
What is your AC, David?
My AC is 16.
Does a natural 20 hit?
No, it just wrecks me.
Okay.
No,
take 15 points of piercing damage. Don't worry. We've got 3 tail wax guys. Uh, Alistair, AC. Alistair, you there, bud?
Don't do it.
Sorry, I had myself muted for a little bit.
No, you're fine.
You
What?
said AC.
Yes, please.
AC is 15.
15. Slinging out of the sky as the creature wags its tail, landing right between the two horses of you and Alia comes one of these spines of iron. Um, Lucius AC, and it's from this creature right here, by the way. This one right here. This one's the one that shot at you. Okay.
So
Lucius AC, what was 1 million? You say? Let's see. Does a natural? I think a natural 20 hits a million. So, so go ahead and take 9. Take 12 points of piercing damage, please. And then we got Kythos. Don't want to leave you out of the fun. What's your AC? Everybody wants some.
Oh, 17.
17. All right, 17 on the dot. Take 9 points of piercing damage. Chad, what is your AC? Not good enough? Okay. I hit with a 12. He has the worst AC.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
The one that Dave and I shot and it went through him and did do nothing, was that like a mirror image or something of that one or
That's
something?
a great question. And if I told you, I'd ruin the story. So it does hit a 12.
So did that one disappear, or is it still sitting?
Oh,
where
it's still
was?
no the glimmer. I forgot that was your question. I misunderstood you. I was still trying to rally everything up here. Yes, you still see what looks like the manticore there. Okay.
Okay.
Now I say looks like because you're pretty sure that's an illusion. Okay. Chad is going to take 8 points of piercing damage. He never healed from last turn. Let me go ahead and do that now. We're going to go ahead and.
So, are those considered missiles?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Absolutely are.
So my reaction with that, I could use deflect missile, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Which is a deflect missile was a 1d10 plus 8, so I got a 3 plus 8 for 11. So would that cancel it out? That would have canceled.
Hold on.
How much damage did it do to you?
Give me 1 second. I'm doing 3 things at once.
Said 7.
Okay. Okay. So. Sorry, I'm doing multiple things at one time. I was doing updating Chad's character sheet from his short rest and then making sure that he took the damage I just delivered to him. Now, you say you want to do your deflect missiles on the incoming attack, correct?
Well, yeah, I should.
Okay. So the attack was a 7 it hit your AC perfectly. Your AC is a 17 or 16?
17.
17. So it hit 17. Okay. So
and I think you said take 7 points of piercing.
Correct.
I didn't get a chance to say that.
That's
I
fine.
wanted to use deflect missile in time.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, he exceeded the damage, so he caught it, and now he can redirect it.
So if you overcame the damage of 7, yes, you now have the spine in your palm. What would you like to do?
So with that means I can also use deflect missile attack to send it back to him, correct?
That's what I was asking, what you wanted to do. Yeah.
Let's do that. Send it right back at him.
All right, make an attack.
Owie.
That's a 24 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage. You're going to roll 1d8. What is you're using
Well,
dexterity? You're using
I'm
dexterity to
using.
throw. Hold on. Let
I'm,
me
u- I'm,
let me
I'm
ask the question. Let me ask the question. Okay. What is your dexterity modifier?
Give me a second. Um, +4.
So it's going to be a 1d8 plus 4.
Okay, because on here, what I've got is a 1d4 +4, and I rolled a 4
I know, but
with that.
you're using its spine. You're using its
O-
damage.
Okay, so let me roll a 1d8.
Yeah. That's just what I'm saying. And if D&D has a problem with it, they can call me.
So that's a 6 +4, so 10.
All right. 10 points of piercing damage. Okay, to the flying beast Manticore. The Manticore, surprisingly, is hit by this, and let me see, one, two, three, four, five, six. I believe that's all 6 attacks from the 2 Manticore. The Manticores continue to fly. Okay. Sorry, straight across there, and then straight across here. Okay, they are in the air, guys. They are 30 feet above your head. Okay, remember, acknowledge that. Okay, they are 30 feet above your head in their current position on the map. Now, at this point in time, I would like everyone to go ahead and roll initiative.
So all three of them are 30 feet in the air.
Disregard this one, which is apparently an illusion. Let me just do this. Okay. All right, I'm going to do lighting layer. Okay, it's not even there anymore. It's gone. Okay, that was a little bit of confusion of what was going on
I
there.
mean,
So
if
let me
it's
just.
the image is still there, that's fine. I'm just trying to make sure I knew what was going on. That
I
was
don't
all.
want to confuse combat. Let's just say the illusion is gone. The illusion dissipates. Okay, after
Let me
combat
know.
starts, when combat
Let
begins.
me know when you're ready for initiative numbers.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm just going to go around the table and just ask David, what's your initiative?
6.
6.
Same
Uh,
with me.
Kythos, I was about to ask you too. 6 as well. Dexterity. I'm assuming Kythos has the higher dexterity, but I'm not certain. You're a gunslinger, so you probably both have higher dexterity.
I have a dex of 18.
So you guys have an even dexterity. Okay. I'm just going to ask which one wants to go first between you two.
I'll let Kythos go first.
Okay. Okay. Um, Matthew, what is your AC? I mean, your initiative with
14.
Lucius. Okay. What is your
And
initiative with Gaia?
4.
Chris, what is your initiative?
21.
21. And I keep on wanting to call you Alric. Alistair.
Alistair.
Okay. It's the AL.
14.
It's Al, and it just automatically goes Alric. You say
Yeah, I
14?
remember that
Yeah.
as Alistair Crowley.
Yeah. Okay, Alistair Crowley. Mr. Crowley, it's your turn. Won't you roll initiative? Dun, 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 dun. Mr. Crowley. Sorry.
That was highly entertaining. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome. All
I
right.
needed that.
All right. And okay. So I am burning up in here. Let me take this hoodie off.
Rude.
What is that?
Okay.
I broke a nail. Sorry.
Oh, that's sad.
I don't think I've ever broken a nail to the point where it hurt. So I don't understand the pain. I've lost entire toenails.
I've broken nails like hell recently. Like whenever at my job, I have to use beam clamps on purlings, and every once in a while my fingernail will get like I'll be using the wrench and tightening it down and everything. My fingernail will catch right on the top edge of the purling and damn near rip the fingernail off. It sucks.
All right. Okay. What happened there, Lucius?
It was on mobile.
Oh,
Hello, hello. I'm bringing you with me. My dogs are freaking out. To go check.
no, you're fine. You're good. Um, why don't we go ahead and take a quick break because you are top of initiative,
Who is?
Lucius, and he is checking on
Okay.
his phones.
I
So
can.
let's no, no,
If you want
no,
to continue,
no,
I can
no.
hold it.
No, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. Gives me a chance to get out of my hot room. Like I said, I am dying here. Okay. I got my AC turned on. I got cranked up, and I'll be back in here in just a few minutes. When it cools back down, I'm just gonna go step outside and smoke a cigarette before we get into combat. So, smoke them if you got them. Get yourselves a snack. We're probably gonna be here a while. This would be also a great time for you guys to discuss your tactics and what you guys want to do in combat against these creatures.
I think we concentrate on on one and kill it. That way, we cut the number of attacks it gets in half. So we should all just take one and just concentrate everything on one.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Well, yeah,
Right.
but really, taking on like some of us attack one and some of us attack the other, then they're both still shooting 6 times or 3 each. It's better if we just take one out so it removes all those attacks from the next round. So if we all concentrate on the same one, regardless of which one it is, and just all of our attacks go with that one, maybe we can kill one of them in this one round.
We need to ground them so our non-raged members can participate. Aim for the wing.
We have somebody that doesn't have a ranged weapon or a ranged attack.
Well, you got a druid that's currently in the form of a dire wolf, which doesn't fly, doesn't
Right.
have an attack that's at range, so she'll have to turn back into a druid before she does that. But she would have ranged spell attacks, I would think, but I don't really know. I know she has call lightning. That doesn't care about range. Like,
Right.
okay,
But you would have to shift back.
Right.
yes,
To cast the spell.
absolutely, she would have to turn back.
This is one of the things that I like about one of my personal favorite things about druids is you can throw down one of those like battlefield control spells like call lightning or something, and then go into an animal form and still hold
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it requires no concentration or anything like that, so it doesn't matter if you're taking damage. It's there. You called it. It showed up to the party, and now it is showing off all its party favorites.
It's one of the reasons like Barkskin is one of my go-tos before shifting.
Yeah, for sure.
it has been raining all frickin' day over here.
Has it been raining?
Yeah.
We felt some of that weather coming down from where you guys are. We are sitting right in the middle of the country, so we get a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
And then we're supposed to get like 5 inches of snow tomorrow.
We'll get a little bit of this and a little bit of that all in one day.
Yeah, crosswinds and so forth. Yeah, it's been really windy all day. Nice chop on the water. I heard a bunch of sea-doos and jet skis out there getting it.
Did one of the new books for D&D come out have fist weapons?
Have what?
Fist weapons? Like
I haven't looked at it.
for monks or anything? I thought I saw something about it, but I
I
wasn't
heard
sure.
there's a bunch of stuff, so I haven't looked at any of it. No, I've been busy lately.
I thought it was going to be something included with the one book that had all the giant stuff in it.
All right, but Lucius, you are back. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'd like to fire my laser. Hold on.
Make an attack.
One second.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do something here.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I'm going to dismount.
Okay.
And then after I dismount, I would like to maybe run. And then I'm going to roll attack. First shot. is at 24.
Hold on
Second
one second.
shot, so it'll be one each. The first one's 24. The second one's a 19.
Okay. Give me just 1 second there, brother. I want to check something real quick.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me what the result of your attack. Tell me what the result of
24 and a 19 was the attacks.
result of your attack. Tell me what the result of
24 and 18
Okay.
was the attacks.
Want to make sure that you were all coming through there. So my computer was making weird sounds and noises. I just want to make sure everything was okay. All right. So 12 and 19, you said?
24 and 19.
24 and 19. They both hit. Please roll damage.
Awesome.
I apologize for the distraction.
The manticore to our right. The attack is 17, 14 force and 3 fire.
Okay.
The manticore to our left is 12, 9 force and 3 fire.
So you attack both manticores.
Correct. One beam each.
All right. And what was the damage of the second one? What was the damage on the second one?
Let me double check. 9 force.
I've got you breaking in and out, so I'm having a hard time hearing you. I apologize. Okay.
Really?
So there's also one other thing that there was a battle strategy that was discussed before while you were out doing the dog thing, and that was focusing attacks on one creature, and all attacking that one. I don't know if that would change what you decided to do or not.
I did hear it.
Okay.
I'm wanting to hit both at the same time to see if the illusion, if the one's an illusion and then the other one's real, and then they swap back
Okay.
and forth.
All right, so you're just keeping
That's
tab
what
of
I'm
that.
worried about right now.
I just want to make sure. Okay. And is that
I
going
want
to end
to
your turn?
double check to make sure both are real.
Will that end your turn?
Yeah, I moved back a little bit because I forgot unmounting would take half my movement, so I adjusted my movement there.
Okay.
So I'm right next to Alistair now.
Okay.
But yes, that's.
And by the way, Alistair and Alia, you can control your characters on roll 20. I want to make sure you know that. I noticed that you're not in roll 20. I don't know what devices you guys are using, but if you guys can see, okay, using Discord, Alia, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Whose turn is next? Is it me?
That's what I said.
Before we get much further in that, both manticores get pushed, I guess, up 10 feet.
All right. Okay. I think you said manticores get pushed something
back
10 feet back. Okay. I wasn't sure if you said up or something like that. Okay.
Yeah. So since we're under them,
yeah, they'd be going up. But yeah, I got it. Up and diagonal, whatever. But yeah, they're moving, and their movement speed is also. Does it affect the movement speed as well?
No.
Yeah, 10.
But
Yes, I have both. I have lethargy, the other one.
okay. And how does it affect their movement speed?
The mana core on the right side.
Okay. This one here. Okay. Having a hard time hearing you. You're breaking in and out.
I'm aiming. I'm at the one on.
Can anyone hear him?
Yeah, I can.
Give me 1 second. Okay. It's probably give me just 1 second. Okay. Everybody pause. Just give me 1 second.
We have
Maybe it looks like I've got some connectivity issues over here, probably because of the storm I've got going on right now, and that's probably affecting things. I am going to stop sharing my screen, okay, as it seems to be slowing me down here, okay. I think that's what I'm going to do, okay. All right, yeah.
Yeah, sharing the Roll20 screen, which is fine.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, I think it's slowing me
Did I
down.
stop sharing?
Yes, you did a while
Yeah.
ago.
Oh.
It's fine. All right, so you're attacking the one on the right. What is
on the right side?
What is the result of the attack?
All right. I rolled 18 with a +6 is a 20 hit. I got to roll the damage. So it's 2d10. 2. So 11 points.
11 points.
11 points of fire damage.
Okay. And will that end your turn?
I move about 10 feet forward, so I'm not like.
Can you tell me which direction forward is to you?
Decides to target the group or me, then all the spikes are coming at me and not going to be split up between people. That way they can't target multiples of us at the same time.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Which direction are you
going? Just 10 feet forward.
Yeah, I did ask you which direction is forward to you.
Just space myself out.
I am having the hardest time understanding. I am having the hardest time understanding what he's saying. He's so broken in and out. Can anyone else hear what he's saying?
Pretty clear for me.
Then what did he say, please?
Just about his movement to not group up so that we're not attacked in multiples.
Okay, I've heard all that. The question I asked was where he was moving. I'm asking where forward is. Which direction? Up, down, left, right, diagonal,
north.
center?
I just
Thank you.
moved him.
I've been trying to find out where you wanted to go for the longest time. All right. Okay. Now then, is that going to end your turn? Christopher?
That ends my turn.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Coming up next is Alistair. Alistair, it is your turn. So far, we got Lucius has been shooting his Eldritch Blast out at the Manticores, trying to light them on fire. So is Alia shooting at the one on the right side. It seems like the one on the right side has been hit by Alia and Lucius. The one on the left side has been hit by Lucius and Kythos. So both of them have been hit at least twice. Which one are you targeting? I don't think Andrew's there.
Andrew?
Oh, Yeah.
Glad to have you back to the party. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Yep. What would I like to do?
So far, we've got two mana cores that are in a combat with you guys. Lucius has attacked the one on the left side of the road, as well as Kythos. Okay. Alia and Lucius have also attacked the one on the right side of the road. So both have been attacked at least
I
twice.
didn't realize.
What are you attacking?
I didn't realize he attacked the one on the left, or I would attack that one.
Well,
I'll
he
attack the
attacked
one
both of them,
I
and
didn't get close enough.
Kythos' attack was actually just his monk action throwing back the missile that had hit him. It does benefit to pay attention to what's going on in combat.
2, 3, 4, 5. Did I give this character what I think I gave it? Hopefully. No, I didn't. For now, can I just get in as close as I can to, like, by next turn, hit the left side mana core?
They're flying in the air. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to ask you guys to
air?
pay a little closer attention to what's going on. Okay, it seems like we're somewhere else, and then when it comes our turn, then suddenly we're there, but you're doing something else entirely. I'm going to have to ask that you kind of pay attention a little bit at least, because I literally go to painstakingly great lengths to try to describe what is going on, and I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Not my action. See what happens.
You're just going to wait. You're going to wait to see what happens. Then is that what you said?
Hold my action.
Holding your action. Okay. That ends your turn. It's going to become the mana core's turns. All right. So Lucius, you're attracting some attention.
I shouldn't.
Oh,
I don't
you just
wanna.
attacked both of them. I'm going to be attacking you. Okay. Flying with one of them, correcting from your um, Eldritch Blast that knocked him back. He recovers to swipe at you with an aerial attack with the spines. Does an 11 hit?
Negative.
Why do you have
Does a 20 hit? Does a dirty 20 hit?
Yes.
Okay. And does a 13 hit?
No.
Okay. You are taking 7 points of piercing damage from Manticore here. Okay, we're going to call this Manticore Red Dot Manticore, Manticore 1, Manticore 2. Also not happy with being redirected by your Eldritch Blast, is going to attack you as well. We're focusing our attacks on one person as well. Does a 18 hit?
Yeah.
Does a 14 hit?
Exactly.
Okay.
Ow.
4. Take 11 points of piercing damage. So the two Manticores shower down its spikes at Lucius after being hit, both of them by his Eldritch Blast. And they don't have quite the movement that they once possessed, but they are still flying nonetheless. And they seem to be honing on Lucius. Okay? Flying above him. That brings us to Kythos. Kythos, the Manticores are currently flying through the air directly at Lucius, attacking him with the spines. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna witch bolt the red dot.
Okay. All right, and roll an attack, please.
Does a 15 hit
15 does hit.
for 6 points of damage?
6 points of damage, and you are currently tethered with a lightning attack to the manticore. Well, not tethered, but you know what I mean. You have a a lightning leash essentially tethered to him. The extent of it is going to be 30 feet. Okay, so if he goes beyond that, your 30 feet is going to break. Are you going to try to get closer to him because of this knowledge? It's already 30 feet above you, essentially. You know, it's basically 30 feet from you right now.
Kind of like I'm gonna try to stay underneath of it and like keep it.
So I basically I'm having you chase it with your lightning thing to try to stay within range. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. And
correct.
is that gonna end your turn?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Tamir, they got quite the impressive light show. People shooting all over the place, and they didn't invite you. What would you like to do about it?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and unload on Red Dot.
Red dot.
What initiative are we on?
Currently, we're on Tamir's initiative.
Okay. Oh, okay, never mind. The Manticores are in the middle. My bad.
All right. First is 19.
19 hits.
For 16 damage, and he has to make C15 dex save
Ooh.
to
Dex
take
save.
half of 3 fire damage.
He takes all 3 fire damage.
Okay. And then I'm going to fire again.
Okay. This will be entertaining.
So that's a 27 to hit.
That hits.
That is 16 damage.
16.
And he has to
Same save.
3 fire.
Okay. All right. He saves for half this time, but half of 3. How many damage from fire this time? How much fire damage was it?
3.
3. Thank you. I asked.
Yeah,
No
and I
response.
was telling you it's 3 fire.
Right. I didn't hear
16
you.
piercing, 3
Thank you.
fire.
Thank you. You were breaking up when you said fire, so I wanted to make sure it was the same amount. That's why I asked if it was three fire, like the same. Okay. I apologize for the inconvenience, guys. I got a storm out here. It's making it very difficult for me to hear all of you. I do apologize. I cannot control the weather. Now then, continuing on, if that does end your turn.
Yes, that will end my turn.
Okay.
I'm saving a action surge.
Okay. All right. And let's see here.
Got all kinds of crap behind your ears. They do. Yeah.
All right. Lucius.
Whoa.
How you doing, bud?
Not great.
Okay. All right.
I didn't hear anything after
Yeah, I was getting dice. That's always a comforting feeling,
Oh.
isn't it? You see a strange form begin to appear, an apparition that comes into to view out of the woods as three spears of light shoot out, hitting you, Lucius. Take 12 points of force damage.
-11.
And you hear a cackle
And you were down.
as someone delights with what just happened. It appears Lucius is down. And it is Gaia's turn. What would Gaia like to do?
Gaia is going to.
That's someone she can charge and wreck.
Right.
Or she can switch back and heal you.
And I don't think she can do both at the same time.
Well,
Maybe. Bonus. I think it takes a bonus action to wild shape for her.
yeah, what for her wild
Definitely
shape
go and
spin
eat the hag. Go eat the
So-
hag.
So bonus action to wild shape back to regular form. If you don't count wild shape as a spell, I think I'm gonna slap Lucius with a cure wounds.
Okay.
Unless the group,
level.
huh?
What level?
She only has third level slots.
Yeah. And she can use cure wounds at any of those levels.
No, she only has third level spell slot.
Okay, that's right. Because you only short.
Her first and second are all tapped out. I can't use her sheet, so I'm gonna do 3d8 plus 5 off of mine.
I have returned her token to the virtual table. You can move it if you like in any direction you wish.
She would have to move over here.
Over where?
She'd have to move to you.
Oh yeah,
to use the spell because it's a touch.
yeah, I moved it. So that.
He's alive.
Barely.
Yeah, I know what's going on. I got to clean out my computer. That's what's going on. Hard disk is a little bit full. I've been doing a little bit of work on it lately. I haven't saved it to an external.
All right, that puts him.
You need cloud storage, my friend.
Well, I do use cloud storage as well, but they want to, I don't like to pay for all that stuff. But there's only so much you can do before they're like, hey, you should pay me a bunch of money to manage your stuff. Like, I can go buy an external hard drive, do the same thing.
I think that's all guys got for now.
Okay. Okay. So she heals you. You take a breath and open your eyes. And that brings us back to your turn. It is Lucius. Alistair, you've been holding an action. Is there anything you're doing, or are you just watching the madness take place?
Hag.
Are they still flying 30 feet? Because I really don't have any way to get to them unless they're on the.
Attack
They
the
are.
hag
They
that's
are
down
still.
now.
They are still flying. However, entering the battlefield, okay, was a hag. She is standing on the ground. You could say she's at eye level with you. Okay, she's over here. She just
Oh, yeah.
threw out a magic
Attack the
missile
hat.
that dropped
Oh, yeah.
Lucius just a moment ago. Okay. So, your movement with 30 feet would get you right about. How about that? Look at that.
Does that say 30 feet? That's it.
That says 30
Match
feet.
made in heaven.
Well, guess what I'm doing, guys? I'm about to eat up an old hag with a sword.
I'll move you.
No, I just did, but okay, that's fine.
Ooh, roll to hit. The first one's a 19.
19 hits.
Yep. And uh 18.
18? 18 hits.
Yeah, 19 and 18 to hit for both my attacks.
They both hit. Roll damage, please.
Alrighty, hold on. This. Here. So the first one's going to do 12 points of damage to the, and then the next one's 9 damage.
You say 12 and 9?
21.
21. Total 21. Got it. All right. Thank you very much. And will that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. That does bring us to the top of initiative. Lucius, it is your turn. What would you like to do? Your eyes are open as Gaia sits above you, and you can see the manticores flying overhead. One of them has a lightning leash attached to them, while Kythos travels behind it, trying to keep up with it. Like a balloon. Like a balloon from hell.
I feel that there's one thing in particular I'd like to do.
Okay.
It appears as if it would work. I'm going to cast Fireball.
Okay. And who are you casting Fireball on?
I believe that enough where we should be safe, and I can get both.
Okay.
Ooh.
Does
Okay.
that sound
That's fine.
reasonable?
You can do that.
So at the 2 mana core,
Okay.
clip both.
All right. Sounds good. Roll damage.
16 on that save, by the way.
Okay. Thank you very much. What was the damage?
3-0.
30. Thank you very much. Okay. Is that going to end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Alia. Okay.
Oh.
Alia, it's your turn.
So,
As
is
you're
that the one that's been hit the most?
all right, hold on. Let me explain. Okay. Let me put the sugar on top. You watch Gaia rush over to Lucius's aid and lays hands on him or heals him, and he opens his eyes and bursts a fireball up in the air between the two manticores. One of them, the one with the lure or the lightning, basically like a hellish lightning balloon made of lions and dragons, oh my, it falls from the sky, lying on the ground in a heap.
Lion on the ground.
It is
Oh,
smoldering.
that's
It is smoldering with fire. What would you like to do?
Oh, well, I'm gonna firebolt the other one.
Okay, make an attack.
Would be a 16 to hit.
16 hits. What is your damage?
7 and 6, 13 points.
13. Is that going to end your turn?
More fire.
Say again.
More fire. Must have more fire.
Okay.
Fire, fire.
Very good. Lots of fire. Is that going to end your turn, though, Alien?
Oh yeah, it ends my turn.
Okay. Kythos. You are hella. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. Alistair. Standing before you
Yes.
is a hag. She not happy. You done just come
I
up
don't
and
really
gave
care
her
if
a good
she's
old
happy.
whack. What would you like to do?
I'm smacking her again
Let's see what happens.
with the sword.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see what
Uh,
happens.
can I get a 19 for the first hit?
19 will hit.
And can I get a 15 for the second hit?
Second one's going to miss.
Darn. Well, my
You spent all day trying how you are.
What's the damage on this first one?
8 points of damage.
8 points of slashing damage, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Can I get down? My nuts have pointed down.
Oh, I forgot about all that. So we're just going to make that 8. Okay. And that does end your turn, correct, Alistair? I'm going to take that out of silence as a yes.
I said yes.
Okay. Very good. You see the manticore change direction and start to fly away. Okay.
Yeah.
Before it does, okay, I'm going to shoot at Alio one more time. You want fire? I'll give you fire. 10 won't hit. A 23 does, I'm sure. And a 19 hits, I'm assuming.
What were the 2 attacks?
A 23 and a 19. Do they hit?
Yeah, they hit.
Okay. Oh, you're so lucky, dude. I rolled a pair of ones, so you're going to take a total of 8 points of piercing damage from 2 hits of the spine. So that's pretty lucky.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. Kythos, your hellish balloon is popped. One of the manticores seems to be trying to fly away as it sees its brethren or friend lying in a smoldering heap, while Alistair fights a hag in melee combat. What would you like to do?
Kill the manticore.
I want to firebolt the manticore that's fleeing.
That's my boy.
All right.
Get him.
Looks like it's still in range. Make an attack.
So, does a 17 hit it?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay. Let's do damage.
Nice.
Say how many?
1, 4, 4.
14. Thank you very much. Will that end your turn?
I'll use my move speed and move up to the rock behind um not behind the yeah, right there.
Okay. And that's going to end your turn then?
And that's
Okay.
correct.
All right. That brings us to Tamir. Tamir, one Manticore fleeing, Night
Well,
Hag on the ground, or on the ground fighting Alistair, and one smoldering on the ground before you. What would you like to do?
well, the man flying away. So obviously, so tag on it. So
Okay. Um,
you heard, right?
yeah, you're attacking the hag. Go ahead.
Yes. So this time I'm going sharper.
Okay. You're going sharpshooter, you say?
So
Ooh, what was that? That just hurt.
that is a 13 to hit the hag.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, second shot. There's 7, so that misses. So now I'm going to.
I apologize. I heard now I'm going to and then nothing.
And so sharpshooter again. Hit.
What was the total?
21 hit.
Yeah, I hate the weather out here right now. I apologize, guys. What's the damage on that hit? You do hit.
The damage for that is going to be 26 piercing.
Okay.
And 4 fire.
4 fire.
Last shot, I'm going to Deadeye for advantage sharpshooter.
Okay. What was the total on that?
That's a 13.
That will not hit. So, Alistair, over your head and between your legs and on your left come bullet shots ringing through the forest, but one does find purchase on the hag, and you're glad none of them found purchase on you. Sometimes it's quantity, not quality, right?
For 4 fire.
So I have to make a dex save then?
Yes, DC 15.
Let's pray that I get it. Let's just say I'm getting shot today, boys.
Well, you're getting
4
singed.
fire.
Mm-hmm.
Just singed a bit.
I got an 8.
Yeah,
Just got
4 fire.
Just a little singed. All right.
Ouch.
Yeah, because basic. If you know your guns, basically, she just got hit with a tyrannosaur.
Um,
I said, I think I.
Gaia, and I was like, "What happened?" I was here the whole time. I was so confused. There's nothing she really do, so she's
So-
just
There
gonna.
is a fleeing manticore.
there is a fleeing
Yes,
manticore.
but she has 1 spell slot left, and nothing else ranged enough to do anything. So I think it's smart for her to stay. I think that's our only source of. and I'm going to have her hold her turn.
Okay. She's going to hold her action. It becomes Lucius's turn at the top of initiative. Lucius, what would you like to do? As you stated before, there is one flying manticore left on the battlefield, as the party is a
I
bit
have
scattered.
cure wounds.
Okay. Lucius, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I didn't know. Well, my Eldritch Blast has a range of 240 feet, so I'm gonna do that.
I always hear about the horses. I'm like, these are the most
For
well trained freaking horses ever. I'm just saying, you got these flying lions flying overhead, and they're just like, this is cool. This is what we deal with every day.
we got
Might as well.
big bladers.
Yeah, right.
um, that's a
No, Smokey is
26.
well trained.
Right.
Grinding earplugs.
That's a 26, and I think it was
All right, 26 will hit. What was the second one?
what was it? Also pretty high.
Yeah.
26 and then 23.
Yeah, 26 and a 23.
Those will both hit.
11. Hold on. The total 23 force and 6 fire.
Okay. All right. So you see as the manticore is
So
So you see as the manticore is flying, it shoots out its spines at Alia and begins to fly away, trying to gain distance to evade. And you, with wherewithal, fire over your horse at the creature with your Eldritch Blast. And at this point in time, I'd like to ask you a single question. How would you like to do this?
Just blow straight through.
Okay. So your Eldritch Blast shoots. The first one knocks it forward. The second one lifts it back up into the air, bursting a hole straight through its chest, and it falls to the ground in a heap, smoldering a bit. You hear that childlike laughter in the distance. And in case you guys are wondering, yes,
You
that means
want some more?
you guys staring around looking for any other sorts of movement, trying to ascertain the location of where this hag might have gone. And with that, I would like to ask you, what would you like to do? Are you guys going to continue looking for the hag, or say good riddance? You
I'm right there with you. I was actually going to cut off see if anybody has a nice blade to cut off the tail.
okay?
I was gonna.
Lucius or Matthew, you can stop sharing your screen. We're no longer in combat.
Okay.
Thank you very much for doing that for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Now then, I'm going to step outside and smoke a cigarette. You guys decide what you're going to do about this manticore box.
I walk over to Luke, and the first thing I do is I cast Cure Wounds on him.
Oh.
Need his wounds cured.
I do it at second level, so it's 2d8 plus 3.
It's
and
just
then after I'm done, I'm going to do it myself. So it's so 14 points.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And then I'm going to turn around and do the same thing on myself. And that will exhaust my second level spells.
yay.
That's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I went. This is the second time I think that Lucius has almost died, and he is not happy.
So I gave 14 and I got 14.
Nice.
Neato.
And I took more than 14, so
I almost had to bail on you guys. I was gonna run towards someone and jump into my ring. For safety. I was at 1 health after those spines. I was like, oh no.
Big metal tail. Let's take it with us.
So yeah, I want one of them to use as a knife.
A knife.
Use it as a dart. Use it as a dart.
I have a couple of them sticking in me. I'll pull them out and you can have them.
Oh, thank you.
I have at least.
Oh, it's
2 or
okay.
3.
I was done with them.
Yeah, here you can have these. Now. Oh,
There's enough metal here that I could probably get myself a new gun made.
my thought process is at least it hit me and not the horse.
Yeah.
Just probably wishes it did hit the horse
Hmm.
instead of him.
Oh, if it hit my horse, there'd be hell to pay.
Getting completely bodied by 2 massive creatures. First, the stupid troll, and now Manticore.
So you guys are chopping off the tails of these manticores. Is that correct? Was there anything you guys wanted to do other than rounding up the metal? Anything else you wanted to do with the corpses or anything?
You know what?
How edible is manticore? Like,
Some say it's like tastes like, well, you think it tastes like chicken, but it's like the one thing that doesn't.
That's tasty.
It's like
I bet
pork.
it tastes like a penny.
It's a little bit. It's closer to like a very gamey, almost like venison.
No, thank
Not.
you.
You
No,
know
thank
what?
you.
I'm gonna take some of these take
I
some
guess
of
it would
these
be like venison.
fangs because those would make really nice grips.
I'm not sure what would manic. What do you think manicore would taste like? If you have like a higher iron count, so I can taste. I don't know.
Coppery,
Probably,
like
I would guess
blood.
something along the lines of liver crossed with like buffalo because it would be like really irony and really lean.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
Like chalk.
delicious.
It'd be chalky.
Yeah.
buffalo's pretty good, but liver is no. Can't do it.
Yeah, so it'd probably be like buffalo liver.
Yeah, something like that.
Mind, I don't want to take any for rations.
No, but I am definitely taking this thing's teeth. And get this tail.
Its back. It has spines that protrude from its back. It has spines out of its head, almost like a horn. It has spines on its actually lobs down it that detach rather easily. So it has a lot of different things that could be harvested as far as like iron.
Alien takes the
wings are the one thing that aren't other than like are definitely not made of iron, but they are like.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't want them for the iron. No,
Okay.
I cut the wings off, wrap them up, and throw them in my saddle.
Okay, I'm not going to ask why.
Hmm.
I
Eat it. Eat.
Let Lucius be a small spine or tooth or something that no one else wants, and I'll just string it up in a necklace.
It's funny you say no one else wants because it seems like one guy is trying to get as much of it as he possibly can.
You're not gonna pull your highness and take the manticore dick, are you?
Maybe you
No,
just take one of the
yeah.
spine on your shoulder and put it in your pocket.
Yeah, just depending on how big they are. Yeah, just something necklaceable.
Yeah, you say each turn your necklace.
But yeah, I'm grabbing a couple of teeth. Sling the tail over the back. Sling the tail over the back of the horse.
Okay.
Yep.
No, it has to be a tooth or claw because they shoot their quills. It doesn't prove that I killed anything. So
You want a tooth.
I'll,
Okay.
I
I'll
want a
break up a
trophy.
tooth for you.
Okay.
If you want a whole list of what you can harvest off a manticore, you have the heart, the lungs, the skin, the squills, the wings,
They
and
say that
and
they
blood.
say the heart can actually be used for a component of a spell that would require a lion's heart as well. So it can.
Ooh.
Like I said, those are all the things that are harvestable: heart,
Right.
lung, blood, the carcass, the skin, the even the brain, the eyes, the teeth, the quills, all that shit, and the wings.
And is that what we're trying to? Was that what our aim is, to harvest as much?
My character was going for the wings because of
Oh, between all of us, we could just tie a bunch of ropes to this thing. We had a team of what, five horses? Yeah, we could drag this thing back to town.
well, that sounds like
I've got a floating disc.
Yeah, but how much does this thing weigh?
not
Floating
1,500
disc
pounds.
can carry 500.
They're closer to 1,000 pounds each one.
Yeah, because a
They're about
bear
1,000 pounds each.
is 1,500 pounds. So this is probably at least 2,500.
Yeah, they're heavy.
Especially since its tail is full is iron.
We could decapitate them and just take their heads in.
What?
Hmm?
We could decapitate them and just take their heads in.
Oh, we just drag the whole thing in and sell it for parts.
Except for the parts we want to keep. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do it. I mean,
I've
we
got
are
the
kind of
tail
in a
spikes
hurry
that I
though.
want.
Hold on, there's an error to your plan, Mr. Tamir.
Whatever you guys want to do is cool.
I think when we left, evacuated, so there's no one to sell it to.
True.
So we carved it up. Is there only one of them? Kill both of them? Did we kill them both?
Yeah.
So we take a couple rounds and we carve these bitches up. We skin them. We take the wings. We take the hearts. We'll gather up with any empty vials or what we can of blood. We'll harvest the brains, all that, claw, paws, quills, bag, tag in, and leave the rest of the carcass here on the side of the road for the maggots and the rats.
If I was still playing, they would have a field day making magic items.
Oh, I want the wings of these things.
Okay. You harvest as much of it as you can. Wings, your spines, your teeth. You had talked about other things that could be harvestable: brain, lungs, heart, all that stuff, blood. Is there anything else you guys are after?
And we skin them.
Okay.
The primary, not the main body part, like the lion part. We skin that.
Okay.
And we pack all of it up and head back to Red Cloverfield.
I'm gonna take the mane off of one of them too.
Do it, buddy. Get those manes. Now David's a Maine Coon.
Oh goodness.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, no,
I'd
manticore
like
mane.
everyone to do me a favor. I'd like everyone to do me a favor if they could. Okay. Go in your character sheets and in notes and items or whatever, specialized and stuff like that, drop down what it is you're taking from the manticore. Because it may be a while before you're able to turn it.
Right.
I'll get to turn it, but you got it. Going in the notes.
But if you're taking it, make sure you add it to your inventory.
Other.
And manticore tooth turn into a necklace. That's all I want. You guys can take the rest.
Yep, that's what. Like I said, I already got the tail spike that I want.
All right. So, you guys all get from are you thinking about now taking credit wanting to set and rest between
What?
the guys previously had with the fire elementals and now with the manticore as well. The day is getting long. Um, you know that night will be upon you before you were able to get back to Red Clover Field. Okay. Do you guys want to set up camp and rest for the evening, or do you guys want to try to press on?
It's on because that hag is still out here.
Okay.
Yeah, she's somewhere around.
We'll say you guys spend an hour or so messing around with the manticore. Okay, getting all those parts harvested and so. Get, jeez, what are you doing? All right. Core takes you a couple hours and begin to mount your horses and head back to Red Clover Fields. Is that
Yep.
I want to do, yeah.
give me one second.
Hold on. He
Tell you what. Won't be able to make it back to Red Clover Fields tonight. Okay. But yeah, and we're not going to have any more encounters. Okay. But as you guys ride, if you guys wanted to converse with each other, full role play moments or whatever have you, get to know each other. After all, you do have a new member of your party that you guys may not be familiar with, but he has helped you exceptionally. Want to do any of that? That's fine. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and call it here.
I'm gonna get out of here then because I got to get up in the morning. I got to work.
Same here, actually. I got to be at work at 10.
But I will be on tomorrow evening for Agents of the Black Hand. So
alrighty.
as that is as long as we're playing that tomorrow night.
As far as I know, you should be.
Two. This was fun. I apologize for any and after Pat explained what was going on, he did what he did explain was actually what had gone on. He did explain to me. I remember now that beginning of that session of the character deal. So I apologize
All right.
for any issues.
Well,
You
I
Gucci.
No worries.
I do want to thank everyone for the evening. It was entertaining for me to say the least. Um, I had fun. I hope everyone else did. Once again, at the table of the tavern, be kind to each other. After all, we're all in this together. And say goodnight, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Nah,
Good night, everyone.
I
All right. We'll see you next time.